Hello, my name is Lorraine O'Donnell. I'm 25 and I'm from a place called Carndonagh in Donegal. I trained in Dublin City University and I qualified in late 2008, and I actually worked in Blanchardstown Hospital for a year. During my year there I was constantly looking for a job in an area that I wanted to work in, but due to the declining health circumstances, wards closing, hospitals closing, throughout the country, not just in one area, it was quite impossible to get the area that I wanted. So at that point I actually decided to move to New Zealand, and lucky I did, because the ward I was actually working on closed within 4 months without notice. So that was kind of a lucky break. In going to New Zealand I actually left my boyfriend behind me for 6 months, and he did catch up, so that's good, but the fact that that had to come to the circumstances was pretty bad. I also left my quite young parents, with my younger sisters and my 9-year-old brother behind me, who is constantly calling me, asking me to come home, and it's quite hard to explain to them that there's no jobs at home to come home to. In going to New Zealand it was a great opportunity. I got to see the world, which is also what I wanted to do, but my main aim was to get into an area of nursing that I wanted to get into. I wanted to achieve skills in certain areas, which I've done, and following that I've actually moved on to Australia, with my boyfriend in tow, so that's also good. And right now I'm currently working in a hospital here, which is a very good facility. It has, a ratio of 1 nurse to 4 patients. It's what every hospital should be, but in saying that, it's not home, and I'd really, more and more every day, I'm actually looking to get home, and I'm looking at jobs, or prospective jobs, through the internet for home, and it's not looking very likely. I'm actually just really kind of sad the way it's all developed. I imagined that the recession would actually go quite quickly, and I suppose that the health sector wouldn't suffer as much as it has, and I'm really disgusted the way health has been treated, and how people have been neglected. Like, health should be a number one concern. I'm just afraid to actually go home, and if I do get a job, that I'll see how bad it's gotten. I'm speaking to people at home and they are just worn out from the lack of resources, and seeing patients the way they have to be treated, the delays, closure of beds, closure of clinics, closure of hospitals, just the ratio of nurse-patient is just diabolical. I'm actually slightly ashamed to say that that's the way our health service is at the moment. At the end of the day, your health is your wealth.
My name is Ollie Allen, and I'm one of the 1,600 nurses that qualified recently. I'm one of the nurses who had to emigrate abroad for work because of the recruitment ban imposed by Fianna Fáil and Mary Harney as Minister for Health. I qualified as a nurse in October of last year, trained in St James's Hospital in Dublin, where I had very good training, I must say, and I had 3 months there after I qualified, and basically I was let go, temporary contract, and I was let go basically, so I left the country and went over to work in London. I'm there now about 3 months now, working in Queen's Hospital in the A&E department there. It's a very busy A&E department, but I have to say I am enjoying. London is exciting. They're throwing courses at me left, right and centre, but I was forced to go abroad. I don't want to be over in London. I would like to come home. There's no jobs here in Ireland for nurses at all. There's 1,600 nurses qualifying every year, and we're just being exported. When you think about the money that it costs to train me for 4 years, we're talking €90,000. I'm being trained at the expense of the taxpayers, and then I'm being exported abroad. So it's not really right when you think about it. I would like to come back and work in Ireland, but at the moment there's no work. I hope now that the new Minister for Health, Mr. James Riley, or Dr. James Riley, that he'll being a fellow healthcare professional will have some insight knowledge as to how a public health service should work, that he will work with the nurses and try and offer some jobs to the newly qualifieds, perhaps giving us a two-year contract when we qualify, so that we can consolidate our skills and improve our nursing skills rather than going abroad just as newly qualifieds. It would be better if we got to consolidate our skills here first. So that would be good, one good positive step for the government. But as I say, I would love to come home, but I can't. There's just no work there. I've left my family behind. Luckily my girlfriend came with me. She's a nurse as well who was forced to go abroad. But I would like to come home, but at this point in time there's just no work. There's no work for us. I'm working in the A&E department now for 3 months, as I say, and there's in that department itself there's about 15, 16 newly qualified Irish nurses there, just in that A&E department. Then when I go up to the wards to hand over patients, I'm meeting other nurses who are the old generation who've had to emigrate because there was no work. The Irish nurses play an important role in the NHS and in providing first-class nursing care on the wards, and I think it's a disgrace with our history of emigration going back hundreds of years, that you would think that the Irish government would implement strategic plans to try and protect this from happening, protect people from having to emigrate. You would have thought they would have learned from our history, but they haven't.
Hi, my name is Dean Flanagan, and I'm a fourth year internship pre-reg nurse studying St Angela's College in Sligo. Currently I am undergoing my internship in Sligo General Hospital, and I've been there for 5 months now altogether, and I have to say I am thoroughly enjoying finally getting to work on the wards and having so much responsibility. I have to say though, these upcoming 6 months until graduation, I am dreading, because it looks in Ireland at the moment that there's no future for the upcoming generation of nurses. As I said, I'm in fourth year, and during my 4 years I had to take 1 year out from my studies. So last year I watched nearly 44 of my colleagues leave on planes to Canada, to Australia and to England, leaving all the family behind, leaving friends behind, and I think more importantly you could see it, leaving their work behind in Ireland. If it's one thing I would like to say to the incoming government is, I do not want to follow in their steps. I am enjoying so much working in Ireland. The professional development I'm getting with my nursing knowledge is absolutely fantastic. I'm sure it may be just as good in other places, but so much money has been spent on my training in Ireland, and it's time, I feel, to pay back to these people who have put all the students through their training.
It's my future, it's your health.